Picture this. You walk into your office Monday morning, and instead of drowning in chaos, you command it like a maestro conducting a symphony. Every challenge becomes fuel for your leadership engine. Today we're revealing how the most successful leaders transform internal turmoil into unstoppable momentum. The harsh reality is that most business owners are prisoners of their own chaos. They're reactive instead of proactive, scattered instead of focused, overwhelmed instead of energized. But here's what separates true leaders from everyone else. They don't eliminate chaos, they weaponize it. Think about the greatest leaders throughout history. Winston Churchill didn't lead Britain to victory by avoiding chaos during World War II. He embraced it, channeled it, and transformed uncertainty into unwavering determination. Steve Jobs didn't build Apple by creating perfect conditions. He thrived in the storm of innovation, using disruption as his competitive advantage. The first step to unleashing your inner leader is understanding that chaos isn't your enemy. It's raw material waiting to be forged into leadership gold. When your inbox explodes with urgent requests, when 3 employees call in sick simultaneously, when a major client threatens to leave, that's not disaster striking. That's your leadership laboratory opening for business. Let's start with the chaos conversion framework. This isn't about meditation retreats or finding inner peace. This is about practical, battlefield-tested strategies that turn mayhem into mastery. The first pillar is situational awareness. Great leaders develop what we call chaos radar. They sense disruption before it hits and position themselves strategically. When Netflix CEO Reed Hastings saw streaming technology emerging, he didn't wait for the chaos to destroy his DVD business. He created controlled chaos by cannibalizing his own success, leading the streaming revolution instead of becoming its victim. Here's your action step. Spend 10 minutes each morning scanning your business environment. What trends are emerging? What competitors are making moves? What customer complaints are surfacing repeatedly? This intelligence gathering transforms you from reactive victim to proactive leader. The second pillar is emotional regulation under fire. Chaos creates emotional turbulence, but leaders surf these waves instead of drowning in them. Consider how Oprah Winfrey handled the public relations nightmare when James Frey's memoir was exposed as fabricated. Instead of defensive damage control, she channeled her disappointment into one of television's most powerful moments of accountability and leadership. Practice the 5-second rule. When chaos hits, count to 5 before responding. This micropause activates your prefrontal cortex, shifting you from emotional reaction to strategic response. We've seen countless business owners save relationships, deals, and reputations simply by mastering this 5-second window. The third pillar is resource orchestration. Chaos scattered resources everywhere, but leaders see opportunity in the scattered pieces. When the pandemic hit, restaurant owner Marcus Johnson didn't just pivot to delivery. He transformed his dining room into a meal preparation facility, hired unemployed chefs from competitor restaurants, and created a ghost kitchen empire that tripled his revenue. Map your available resources right now. Include obvious ones like equipment and capital, but also hidden assets like employee skills, customer relationships, vendor partnerships, and even your competitors' weaknesses. Chaos often reveals resource combinations you never considered. Now let's talk about the leadership mindset shift that separates amateurs from professionals. Amateur leaders seek control, whereas professional leaders create influence, and there's a massive difference. Control is an illusion that creates anxiety. You cannot control market conditions, employee decisions, or customer behavior, but you can influence outcomes through strategic positioning, clear communication, and consistent value delivery. Amazon's Jeff Bezos understood this perfectly. He couldn't control the retail landscape's evolution, but he influenced it by obsessing over customer experience and long-term thinking. The fourth pillar is decision velocity. Chaos demands rapid decision-making, but most people freeze when pressure mounts. Leaders develop decision-making muscles through deliberate practice. They understand that good decisions made quickly often outperform perfect decisions made too late. Implement the 70% rule. When you have 70% of the information you need, make the decision. Waiting for 100% certainty means missed opportunities and competitive disadvantages. Southwest Airlines built their empire on quick decisions with incomplete information, consistently outmaneuvering larger, slower competitors. The fifth pillar is team activation. Chaos reveals who your real players are. Some people crumble under pressure while others become diamonds. Your job as a leader is identifying these diamonds and positioning them strategically. Create what we call chaos teams. These are your go-to people when situations get intense. They're not necessarily your highest ranking employees, but they're your most adaptable, solution-focused team members. Brief them regularly on potential scenarios and give them decision-making authority during crisis situations. Before we continue, if this framework is already shifting your perspective on leadership, smash that like button and subscribe to Run It Right. We're building a community of business owners who refuse to be victims of their circumstances, and we want you leading the charge with us. The sixth pillar is communication mastery. During chaos, information becomes currency. Leaders control information flow strategically, preventing panic while maintaining transparency. When Airbnb faced regulatory challenges in multiple cities, CEO Brian Chesky didn't hide from the controversy. He engaged directly with stakeholders, sharing the company's perspective while acknowledging legitimate concerns. Develop your crisis communication template now, before you need it. Include key stakeholders, core messages, communication channels, and decision trees for different scenarios. When chaos strikes, you'll communicate with authority instead of scrambling for words. The seventh pillar is innovation acceleration. Chaos creates gaps in the market, and leaders fill these gaps faster than competitors. During the 2008 financial crisis, while most companies cut spending, Netflix invested heavily in streaming technology. They emerged from the recession as the dominant force in entertainment. Ask yourself, what gaps is current chaos creating in your industry? What needs are emerging that didn't exist 6 months ago? How can you serve these needs better than anyone else? Innovation isn't about inventing something completely new. It's about solving newly visible problems with existing resources. The eighth and final pillar is legacy building. True leaders use chaos to build something bigger than themselves. They create systems, cultures, and organizations that thrive long after they're gone. Ray Kroc didn't just build McDonald's restaurants. He built a system that could replicate success anywhere in the world. Start documenting your chaos management processes now. Create playbooks that capture your decision-making frameworks, resource allocation strategies, and team activation protocols. This documentation becomes your leadership legacy, enabling others to lead effectively in your absence. Here's your implementation roadmap. This week, identify your 3 biggest chaos sources. Next week, apply 1 pillar to each chaos source. The following week, measure results and refine your approach. Within a month, you'll notice a fundamental shift in how you perceive and handle challenges. Remember, leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about asking better questions, making decisive moves with incomplete information, and inspiring others to follow your vision even when the path isn't clear. The most successful business owners understand that chaos is inevitable, but leadership is optional. You can choose to be overwhelmed by circumstances, or you can choose to be the person who transforms chaos into competitive advantage. We're offering you a free resource that complements everything we've discussed today. Our Operational Excellence Blueprint shows you how to systematically identify and eliminate friction points that create unnecessary chaos in your business. This isn't theory, it's a practical guide that reveals the specific systems successful businesses use to optimize their operations. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. But here's where the real transformation happens. Understanding these principles is just the beginning. Implementation is where leaders are born. That's why we've created a comprehensive course that takes you step by step through building a business that runs itself, so you can focus on leading instead of firefighting. This course shows small to medium-sized business owners exactly how to set up their businesses for success, creating systems that work whether you're present or not. You'll learn to run your business instead of letting your business run you. Click the next video or the link in the description to discover how this course can transform your leadership journey. Your chaos is waiting to be transformed. Your leadership potential is ready to be unleashed. The only question remaining is whether you'll take action today or continue letting circumstances control your destiny. The choice, as always, is yours.
If this helped, make sure to check out the next video where we go even deeper into how to make your business work for you. The link is on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.